More than 90 illegal immigrants have been arrested at a hijacked house in Houghton in Sandton. Those who were arrested paid rent to another undocumented foreign national. Let's unpack the story and find out what else we know. The Johannesburg Public Safety MMC, Dr. Mgcini Tshwaku, joins us this afternoon. Mgcini, thanks very much indeed for your time. This is an incredibly alarming story, isn't it? Especially in the context of the scourge of human trafficking. What else do we know about these 90 people?
Good afternoon, Michelle, and to the viewers at home. These individuals, they were staying in that house at Houghton. We got a tip off from the neighbours, and apparently this has been reported a number of times, been probably years, and no one seemed to have actually acted on it. And they were paying to a foreign national, undocumented, and that foreign national was paying to what we could assume was the owner of the house, a white guy. He came in, and then there was some discussions and everything with the unit, and then he just ran off. When we found that, he said, no, there are not many people that are staying there, because the tip of told us that there are a lot of parties that are happening there, especially over the weekend. There's a lot of people moving up and down. It looks like some criminal activity. And and the people, they've been paying to these undocumented foreigner about like 1,000 rand, of which that undocumented foreigner was paying to what you assume is the owner of the house, white guy. I had to describe, the race, because, so most of the time we think that these hijacking schemes are directly like this more into blacks and foreign national like that, but they are enhancers or enablers at the back of this thing. That the guys ran away. He has not gone back into the house as yet. So yeah, this is what we know at this point in time. So we've contacted the thing is the immigration services, just to check if the guys are legal in the country, like they've got the documents and all those things. And also we spoke to our guys from the EMS to look at the house, because we have to close the house, because you cannot have 80 people staying in that. It's actually it's environmentally unhealthy.
I understand the rent collector is in police custody, but the owner of the house, the last point of call in this scam of paying the rent collector and the rent collector paying, who I assume is a South African man, you'll confirm that for us, that person is still not in police custody.
Yes, he ran away. And I was even very angry with the guys, but how could you let this guy run away? But we're just checking, and so we are just doing a tracing of the house, who is the owner of the house and all of that. But let me tell you, Michelle, this is not new, by the way. There are many houses around. Actually, I got a lot of people on my tip of line saying that I must look around Bryanston as well. Bryanston, Sandhurst, there are these houses that have been vacated for some reason, whatever. Owners passed on, and other. These are the houses that were left by the people after 1994. They ran away, and maybe you can ask some of these houses from the Department of Public Infrastructure. There's a list of these houses as well that are standing out there, collecting dust and everything. They've never been occupied or never been taken to the market and all of that. So in those kind of houses, there are many here in the city of Johannesburg, and this syndicate, especially the undocumented foreigners, working with the South Africans. They actually hijack them. They put them in. You see, why they are targeting the undocumented foreigners is that if they don't pay rent, you can pack them like sardines in one room, 10 of them. You remember that house? I think there was a flat. I did an operation last year, greenhouse next to my, where you find that in a house you can have, people stay about 10 of them staying in one room, and each of those people paying about between 500 and 1,000 rand. And they don't mind, because they come to South Africa looking for greener pastures and work and all of that. They know it's temporary. So South African local guys. They are targeting them because they are desperate. They need a place to really stay. It's not the only one. And even in Mayfair, that is what is happening also. You've got these individuals that are paying rent to them. So the one that has been put into custody used to collect 1,000 rand a month, which is about 100,000. Now he was passing on 30,000 to what I can call the owner of the house, this white guy. So there was this altercation between them that, hey, I did not know that you've been collecting like 100,000, but you've been giving me 30,000. So this is a syndicate is there. It's in. I got another tip off again. Another houses in actually Bryanston, where there are people, lots of them staying there as well. So it's not something new. It's something that has been happening. Abandoned houses, and the Department of I know Province Code Command and the National. They actually some of them have them on the asset register. And I've been asking myself in terms of why don't we put these houses into market? There are so many people who want accommodation and all of that. I did actually get hold of the list at some point in time. And if you should drive around in Sentin as well, there are some houses there you find that it's vacated and it has been hijacked as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it raises questions, obviously, about just how vulnerable these people are, these people who were found in this abandoned home, these 90 illegal immigrants. Are we looking into that? They've obviously been arrested, but are these vulnerable people who are being exploited?
Yes, it is, indeed. Remember, like everyone else, there's I want to call all this thing like, we just deal with the issues, like people come from different parts of the country, different types of the world, seeking opportunities, If even, let's say I go to China or I go to wherever, I remember one time I was doing some part-time work in the UK. I was okay to stay in a very small apartment because those apartments they are very expensive, very small match boxes. I know that I'm not going to be staying for long. It's similar to the people who are seeking some greener pastures in South Africa. They will be settling for anything, and the enablers. Even if you go to the restaurant, you find that there are a lot of foreign nationals which are employed. We need to look at the enabler. The enablers are the owners of the shops. The enablers are these people who are putting these foreign nationals into this kind of this conduct they are in, because they know that they're not go if they start talking, they'll be threatened of being taken back to their original country, which that they came to South Africa to look for jobs or greener opportunities. We've seen that also in Mayfair when we discovered a number of those people. Some of them they've been asked to work in very dirty areas in conditions which are not proper. They said to them that you must work here for the next 3 years. We're not going to pay. We're going to give you food so that you can return the favor of of actually bringing you to South Africa. So there are those exploitations which are really happening. It's really happening inside here in the city of Joburg. So we are looking for the enablers. The other people, even if you go to the buildings, to look at this building which are being hijacked, you find that, of course, some of the hijackers are coming from Nigeria, Congo, others are coming from KZN and Limpopo and the Eastern Cape. The people that are staying in those houses, are in those flats, are vulnerable people who are innocently looking for really work. So
Yeah.
we need to really tighten up. What we want from the department is that every individual, when they come to the country, they must come and be documented. So we've asked the Home Affairs to really come on board, to really inspect and check what is really happening.
Yeah, and this latest operation taking place in Houghton, in Sandton, you've also mentioned areas like Bryanston. It's notable that this is not something that's happening in an area like the Joburg CBD, for example, which is known for hijacked buildings.
Yeah. No. This thing is actually everywhere. Windsor as well. It has been hijacked as well. If you go to Randburg as well, there's I don't know how we are really handling our property portfolio in South Africa in general. You know, the carelessness here is that when people are leaving or people they can't pay or people are relocating, going overseas, wherever, they just leave properties like that. And people just starting to come in, they're hijacking it. And then the law says that if people are occupied the place for about 24 hours, then you need to find them alternative accommodation. How on earth you gonna find that personal alternative accommodation where the government has a backlog in terms of those houses? Then the people stay there. The city comes in because the people have not been paying rates. They're owing a lot of money. The city switches it off. Now the building becomes bad. It infects now, breeds criminality and all of that. So we need to get a very better management of our housing portfolio in the city, in the country, everywhere. Because even if I was in the Eastern Cape, because I'm from the Eastern Cape, in Buffalo City, I can tell you right now, it's actually turning to be more like CBD as well. There's a place there called it's the Southern Wood. Used to be very nice and upmarket. People have been hijacked there as well, undocumented foreigners, and there's drugs that have been exchanged, criminals coming from different parts of the country. It's becoming bad. Buildings are being hijacked. So it actually raised the question when I was there that how are we managing our property portfolio in South Africa? I think we're being careless and we don't understand the fact that if you've got a house or a building standing still, people they want accommodation. So people are going to get inside, they hijack it, and then after that they will not be able to pay bills and all of that. So the government as well need to speed up the issue of affordable housing. Because of course sometimes it's understandable because people they really need the house. There's no housing there as well.
Yeah.
I know that the city of Johannesburg through MMC, but they are pushing to get this housing out, but it's very, very hard. And the
Mgcini,
budget is
I'm
also
sorry,
limited.
I have to butt in there, apologize for that. I do
Okay.
want your comment just before you go, please, on Floyd Shivambu's press briefing held earlier. Had some strong words about Julius Malema, describing the EFF as a cult and Julius Malema's way of leading as a fiefdom.
Look, I can't comment on that. That one, my leadership will be commenting on that. But the only thing I know is that I'm not being deployed by a cult. I know that EFF is a very democratic organization. I'm very happy. And everything, the problem was Floyd. Floyd was a big problem in the EFF. I can tell you right now, a divisive man. But I don't want to really get into that. Many of us are injured because of him. And because if you want us to speak, we'll speak. But we had to stay in the EFF because of the lack of this organization. I'm going to leave it there because I just say good luck to him. But I'm in a perfect organization. I'm very happy. Whatever things that in the EFF we when we are there, you have some issues. They get debated. The whole day. If there's an issue, we debate on that issue. And I know that the top six will be there listening and everything. And all the position that we've taken, they'll be in the municipalities, they'll be everywhere. And whatever we need to do, I know there's a thorough consultation. And him himself, he was the center of the decisions that were taken. Now, when you're saying that it's a cult, it's a one-man show, I think I'm in government. I operate, and there's no limitations. The leadership of the EFF, we get reports, we get accountability, and all of that. I think that is a coward. It is a coward. He could have raised whatever he wanted to raise within the EFF. But I will really, that is my personal view. But I'm in government. I know that the leadership will be conducting on that. But I know that EFF is not a cult at all. It's a very democratic organization. All you need to do in the EFF, you must work, and then you must account with the work. You must be serious about your work in government and in politics. When you're given a task, you must do the task. And I know that Floyd was a very lazy person. He says he has crisscrossed the country everywhere. We used to do the work for him and report to him. We're the ones who are doing a door-to-door buildings, these structures in the Eastern Cape, in OR Tambo, in Central Karoo, in the Northern Cape, whatever he was calling all those regions that he was calling Northern Capes. We were the ones door-to-door, were doing it physically ourselves, talking to people, growing this organization. When he will come in, He'll just come in there and just want reports and then intimidate you. After that, he just disappears. You tell him that, look, Chief, I don't have anything, any fuel or any place to sleep. He'll just laugh at you and leave. So there are many things that we can say about that thing. We mustn't let us to speak. But, we were just saying that we were just listening, we were fine.
Mgcini Tshwaku is speaking to us in his capacity as MMC for Public Safety in Johannesburg, and that last comment as a member of the EFF.